Who knows where it all began? This gun in my hand. A battle rages between two masked men in an abandoned grade school parking lot.
You're gonna get what's coming to you, see?
Your threats mean nothing to me.
All right, hold on. Why are we fighting?
I fight all villains who challenge our American way of life.
I'm no villain.
That's what they all say.
True. I don't think that's how it started, though.
You attacked me.
And I will again. You... Wait, stop. We gotta sort this out. What's your name?
I'll never tell.
Well, clearly since you're wearing a red, white, and blue leotard...
This is a unitard.
I wouldn't brag about that.
Leotard is a short-sleeved garment that only covers the torso and crotch, not the legs or arms. Matt Band's sidekick, Robin, Son, or Roberta or whatever. She wears one. Mine covers everything but head, hands, and feet.
The kind of guy who wears a skin-tight costume made out of used flags usually wants everybody to know his name.
I'm not ashamed to say my name, but I don't owe you anything. What are you, the fashion police? With your gray hat and gray trench coat and a raggedy black bandana covering your mouth and nose? What's the point of partially covering your face when your mask has a big round hole over your mouth anyway?
I left the fashion police years ago. I don't like to talk about it. And the reason for the hole in the bandana is I've blasted through it with the force of my powerful scream. That's why I'm known as the Screecher. Oh yeah, that's why we're fighting. 'Cause you stole my name!
Stop! Stop already! Let's talk about this like adults. I did not steal your name. I came up with my name independently. Frankly, I've never heard of you.
Likely story.
My name's probably spelled differently. Yours is S-C-R-E-E-C-H-E-R.
Yeah, so?
Mine's spelled S-C-R-E-A-T-U-R-E. Creature, with an S on the front.
That don't make sense.
Have you heard the phrase zounds or gadzooks or odds blood? Those were archaic blasphemous oaths. You'd say something like, by God's wounds I truly saw him making merry with that sheep. God's wounds became zwoons, which became zounds. Or there was God's hooks became gadzooks.
That's disgusting. What's it got to do with you stealing my name?
My name was inspired by a hymn. All things bright and beautiful, all creatures great and small, all things wise and wonderful, the Lord God made them all.
I don't get it.
You take God's creatures or his creatures and abbreviate it the same way as zounds. His creatures, screechers. You see? Because I have power over beasts of the air, sea, and land.
You're gonna give villains a 5-minute lecture on archaic blasphemous oaths every time you meet them?
When I become famous enough, newspaper stories will spell it out and I won't have to explain it all the time.
This is ridiculous. I'm gonna be in the middle of busting up the octopus's operation, tossing crooks left and right, and somebody's gonna say, are you the Screecher with 2 E's or the one with the apostrophe?
Well, that's another way our names are different. You use the definite article and I don't.
So I'm the Screecher and you're a Screecher?
No, although a Screecher would make sense because my first name is Arthur.
You don't want that to get out if you're keeping a secret identity.
The cat's already out of the bag. I tried to capitalize on my superhero reputation by using it for the shop I opened. Arthur Screecher's Fish and Tips.
There are so many problems with that name. Nobody's going to get the joke. Arthur's Creatures sounds like a company owned by Creature that was later acquired by Arthur, and they tried to keep both names like Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. And how do you sell fishing advice from a storefront? Wouldn't it make more sense to write your tips on fishing in a book or magazine?
It wasn't that kind of tips. You ever heard of a tip-up? It's a little ice fishing rig.
You had a store that just sold ice fishing devices.
I know, it's a niche market. I changed it to Arthur Screecher's Fish and Tips and more, but it never really caught on. And then my wife opened a shop selling furniture and decor. We called it Screecher Comforts. I'm still paying off those loans 3 years later. But regardless of all that, I'm proud of my powers, and I'm standing firm on my hero name.
You got power over creatures?
Go ahead and take the same tone as my mother-in-law. I can demonstrate. good dog. What a good boy.
Whistling for a dog is your superpower. Anyone can do that.
You try it.
Here, pup, come here. That's it. Who's a good girl?
But if we both call her at the same time, it will be clear who has power over beasts.
Stay here, girl. Don't pay him any attention. That's right. Good girl.
Sometimes it doesn't work if they're in heat.
Well, I've been around a while, so I don't got to explain who I am and what I can do. You probably read about me in the Screecher Weekly, or Thrilling Detective Magazine, Startling Detective, Detective Story Monthly, Crack Detective?
Nope.
Thrilling Mystery, Startling Mystery, Strange Detective, True Phantom Mystery. I had a few in Spicy Detective. Did some crossovers in Hard-Boiled Flying Aces, Hard-Boiled Western, Detective Romance, Bunker Homes and Gardens, True Crime, True Detective, Dime Crime. My agent advised against appearing in Dime Detective because he said it made detective sound cheap, but I needed the money. Then there was, everyone was disappointed when they discovered Mammoth Detective Magazine described the thickness of the magazine, not a woolly prehistoric elephant who solved crime. But they paid good while they lasted.
So what do you do?
Fight crime.
I mean, just the guns, or do you have a power?
The Screecher has the ability to scream in a way that no human can withstand.
That's funny. You didn't use it while we were wrestling.
I didn't think I'd have to escalate to that, and I was right.
So what, would it kill me if you did the screech on me?
No, I think you'd survive, but you're not going to like it.
Give me your best shot. Let's hear it.
Are you sure?
I'm ready. No human can withstand that? I'm pretty sure I withstood it.
Well, it's startling. It distracts people so they mess up what they're doing, or they can't aim their gun straight usually.
I see you rubbing your shoulder.
Like I said, usually.
Look, the name thing, we belong to different types of heroes. You could go by Pulp Screecher, and I'll be Super Screecher.
Oh, you want to be like ska bands? I'd be the Screecher and you'll be Screecher UK? Forget it. I earned this name. I left civilization for the darkest jungles of Mackinac Island, where I was trained by a reclusive Native American sensei, Javier Proudfeather.
Oh, no.
He showed me how to develop my screeching ability to its fullest. He instilled in me the discipline to fight crime in his style, until one night his dojo was attacked by a sinister force. I barely escaped with my life. A day will come when I will avenge my Sifu.
Professor Javier Proudfeather?
Yes, Professor was one of the titles he used in his former life.
What years were you there?
1929 through 31. Why?
I was class of 37.
What do you mean, class of 37?
Professor Javier's Academy for Gifted Orators and Feral Fighters. It's still open. He was going to call our team the J-Men, but that was already trademarked by Firesign Theatre. So he named us with the initials of the Academy.
Jagoff, the Jagoffs. I've heard of you, but I thought it stood for something else. No, you're mixed up. He was killed in 31. Maybe one of his former students took his place to continue his teachings.
It's the same Professor J. When he wanted to get rid of hopeless students, he'd get a friend to put on this elaborate stunt attacking his dojo, faking the professor's death, driving the student away. Then he'd go back to teaching the other students that didn't seem like a lost cause.
I think you and me are going to fight again.
Hey, don't hold it against me. Go talk to Professor J. That's not all. There's some dispute about his heritage.
Oh, no.
The name on his birth certificate
Oh, no.
was Zachary Horace Mazzuchelli.
No, why is it always Italians? No, there's plenty of legit Native Americans with European or waspy names, right? I imagine the names could have come from his father's side of the family.
He is not recognized as a member of any tribe. He claims his grandmother was 1/3 Proudfoot.
Oh, no.
Which is not the name of any known tribe. And what kind of human reproductive process results in a person being 1/3 of a nationality or ethnicity?
I should have known it when he kept going back and forth between wanting to be called sensei and sifu. He said the words just meant teacher, so even rabbi would be appropriate.
Oh, no.
I bet he didn't really write Sweet Home Chicago, did he?
Just because you were fooled by him doesn't make you a bad person. Some of the other Academy graduates lost heart after all this came out. I say there's no reason to be ashamed. We can still use the positive aspects of his teachings to make the world a better place. We can acknowledge his flaws and incorporate them into our understanding of what's right and wrong.
Maron.
You don't have to go through this alone. The alumni organization has a social club near Parabellum Heights. I'm sure you'd be welcome there. You might find some kindred spirits.
Among the jagoffs.
Certainly. I'm sorry I called you a villain.
Yeah, well, likewise.
I wish I knew what could cut through this Gordian knot of a problem with our shared hero name.
This gun in my hand.
Falk Zildjian?
Word on the street is some hero and villain were battling in the abandoned grade school parking lot. Which one of you is the hero and which one's the villain?
Sometimes good guys fight each other. You know how it is.
Yeah, I'll never understand that. What's this rope you need me to do a trick shot through?
Nah, he was being metaphorical. Problem is, our hero names sound the same, but neither of us wants to change.
Oh, right. I heard you talking about that.
Have you been hiding just out of sight all this time, waiting for one of us to ask a question you could answer with this gun in my hand?
No. My thought was, I know you're not going to want to hear this, but superhero Screecher, the name distracts from what you're good at. People hear that and they'll think you got a banshee scream when your shtick is actually controlling animals. Between the three of us, we can think of a name that's relevant to what you do. I was thinking Beastmaster.
Already taken.
Animal Man.
Taken.
The Beast?
Taken.
The Creature Preacher.
I'm agnostic.
Wild Man. Wild Walker.
The Wild One.
Wild Child.
Wild Style.
Hold it. I'll be the wild one.
All right, are we done here?
Yeah.
Why We Fight, episode 38 of This Gun in My Hand, was punched out by Rob Northrop. Visit thisguninmyhand.blogspot.com for credits, show notes, information on how to subscribe, and to buy my books, such as Little Heist in the Big Woods and Other Revisionist Atrocities. With what will I console myself after the fight is over? This gun in my hand.